Hi, if you're new here, welcome, and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Neptunia cross SENRAN KAGURA, Ninja Wars, is a crossover I don't think anybody expected, and it's the game we'll be reviewing today. As always, if you don't want any story spoilers, skip ahead to the time on screen, and I've also included chapters in the description to make it easy for you to navigate. So let's get started. Let me start with going over the basics of the characters for those that have never played either series. From the Neptunia series, you have Neptune or Purple Heart of Planeptune. Neptune personifies a fictional Sega console. You have Vert or Green Heart of Leanbox, and she represents Microsoft Xbox home consoles. Noir or Black Heart of Last Station, and she represents Sony PlayStation. Blanc or White Heart of Louis, and she represents Nintendo, and these are the ninjas of the Compa Style. From the SENRAN KAGURA series, you have Asuka, Homura, Yumi, and Miyabi, and they are the ninjas of the Honeypa Style. The story of this crossover takes place in game industry. Yeah, I'm not joking with the name. A warring world that is home to many ninjas and schools of martial arts. It starts out with you coming to understand that the Neptunia girls and the SENRAN KAGURA girls have been fighting with each other until they are interrupted by the Steam Legion, which are led by none other than Gamer. Again, I don't come up with these names. Basically, this game just turned from Ninja Wars into the ultimate PC versus consoles showdown. Whilst the gameplay leans more into the style from SENRAN KAGURA, this game is undoubtedly built more like a Neptunia game. I will preface this section by stating there is a lot of dialogue between each section of the story, and at times I thought I was actually reading a visual novel rather than playing an action RPG. However, the story is enjoyable, so it was worth reading it all. You can also autoplay all the dialogue or skip it completely if you are only wanting the game for the action. In terms of battle, you will go to various areas in game industry. Within each area, you can take 2 characters with you, and you have the ability to seamlessly switch between them both in and outside of battles. The gameplay is your basic action RPG, where you have access to 1 normal attack, 1 ranged attack. You can also dash, guard, and use ninja skills. The ninja art skills, which are more powerful attacks, use your stamina gauge. Whilst using the ninja art skills, you can chain these attacks to get some various bonuses, such as adding poison. I found the ninja skills did not vary too much between the different characters, so just pick your 2 favourites for each mission. There is also a Furin-Kazan drive ability introduced in the game, in which you awaken different effects for a short period of time. For example, fire increases attack power, forest makes you immune to status effects and heals you, mountain stops flinching, and wind increases your stamina gauge. As for leveling up the characters, it appears those that you take on missions level up slightly faster than those left behind, but I never found the gap immense, and I would often just use my 2 favourites with Noir and Neptune for the whole game, only swapping out to try the new characters as they were added to the roster. Each time a new game mechanic is introduced, there is a new tutorial to accompany it, and you can also find this tutorial from the game menu. The main story has you follow a linear path going into areas in a particular order. Each area gives you a recommended level as a guide on when to attempt it. If you are not yet at the suggested level, you can do a number of side quests given out at the Komotsu Shrine. These quests also reward you with extra money and items. There is a nin chat feature if you want even more dialogue, and on the odd occasion, when using the nin chat, you even get free items. From the world menu, you can also purchase items from the store, or change your party's equipment and change or upgrade the character's attached spirit gems. Finally, you have the inclusion of the Peaches and Cream minigame that has you balance on a peach with your selected character. This minigame actually uses the PlayStation controller's motion controls to complete it. If you succeed, you get a larger bonus, And if you lose, you get a smaller bonus with a consolation skirt shot. The main negative I have with the gameplay is the loading screen time. It feels like the game takes forever to load anything, and also the action RPG elements feel a little lacking. The visuals for the characters are excellent. I really like the character designs. However, the environments and the enemy designs are somewhat lacking. I also noted that none of the characters' mouths actually sync to the audio. It is quite hilarious to watch.
大名へ指示を渡すこと。敵国に行く以上危険もあります。わかっていますか?
On a more positive note, I enjoyed the little touch of the characters' expressions changing, the occasional blinking, and little additions like love hearts in the dialogue section. The music in this game is great, upbeat with oriental influences. The sound effects during the battles are nice, with the nuances from the sword slashes to the small grunts the characters make when attacking, jumping and dashing. It is worth mentioning the voice acting is in Japanese only, so you will have to read the subtitles to understand the story unless you speak Japanese. Also note the Nin-chat segments have zero voice acting. Overall, this game is nothing special. It will appeal to players who are already fans of either Neptunia or SENRAN KAGURA. However, I would say safely that if you're a fan of Neptunia, you're probably going to enjoy this more. As I know, a lot of SENRAN KAGURA fans are only there for the fan service, and this game does not have any of that heavy fan service that you would expect in a SENRAN KAGURA game. If you have never touched either series, I would not recommend starting with this game, as it relies heavily on the character dialogue and interactions to lift up the game. Finally, if you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!